Bro, the hype right now, One Piece 944, the hype of this chapter. Bro, I'm not gonna lie right now, dog. It was definitely, insert cringy joke right here, a killer of a chapter, because I can't believe what happened with Killer. I can't believe Kid right now, the insanity was going down. So much to talk about. Zoro and Sanji at the end of the last chapter was just the beginning of even more epicness. One Piece now, we went through the Tonoyasu chapters was definitely a slow pace, but we're skyrocketing now to some really crazy shit. But yeah, let's talk about it.
Whether Facebook, Twitter, or the two, make sure to steer clear, cause I'm coming through like...
So honestly, this chapter already opens up from where the last one left off, which is hype stuff. Zoro and Sanji, of course, saving Otoko, the kid, and you already know, like, plans kind of thrown out the window, because once they jump in, it kind of makes me feel, again, a certain way, and I said this is the last one, and this is not to cite the characters completely, but what Tonoyasu, or Yasui, you know, Lord Yasui, what he did in his last acts of living, it kind of feels again like it goes a little bit against what he was trying to do with them jumping on the outs, and then like it's so hard to hold a cover because, you know, you see later on in the chapter Luffy and he can't hold a cover to save his life. So it does feel a little bit like, bro, he just gave his life to keep the mission a secret, and y'all jumping out right now is making things hot. Like, but I ain't gonna front, it's still as hype as hell. Like, yo, you got X Drake ready. When you see the panel of X Drake starting to turn into dinosaur shit, and I'm like, oh, here we go, boy, here we go. Like, I need some action, baby. I want some really sick, like, there's been some, in New World, there's already been some great fights, I'm not gonna lie. Like, Luffy versus Katakuri, despite how you feel of the outcome, that was a great fight. And I'm hoping that we're headed towards one right now. I mean, Wano's going to be filled with them, but it seems as though things is heating up because, again, we got a lot of the big players here. I mean, this chapter was filled with the huge players, and that's one of the things, One Piece, it's world building, and then characters that move it and push the story along, which is most, I mean, that's the story in and of itself, but that's how One Piece does it. It sets up more world building, more backstory and context to things, and then, okay, here's the characters as they finally get to their destination, because again, just so many key players going into, and on one hand, I'm like, yo, I feel bad for this character. On the other hand, I'm like, oh my god, what happened? And then on the other hand, I'm like, yo, a lot of yos. And I'm definitely gonna say it, when Zoro went for the kill against Orochi, first of all, Zoro got balled, bro. Like, you know what's going on right here. And Kyoshiro jumps in and saves him. I know that, or not that I know, but I really highly suspect that Kyoshiro, if he's really rocking with Orochi, it's simply because he's on a mission. And I don't think that he's rocking with him on that level of like, yo, he rocks him. It's definitely like he's trying to get, he's on some paperclip stuff. That's what I definitely feel when it comes to Kyoshiro, because even though he's saving Orochi, it's probably because he has a bigger idea behind him. It reminds me of like Gin from Bleach, if you think about it, and how Gin, you know, he went all the way to the max with Aizen just to get that one opportunity to get him out, and probably Kyoshiro's doing the same thing. Maybe it's not the right time and he knew it wouldn't happen, or he has his own plans, but that's how I feel for Kyoshiro when he's blocked Zoro. I want a good fight right there too, I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's just so many powerful players here. One Piece right now, the battlefield is hectic. And by the way, shout out to Frankie. You know, at the end of the day, we don't get, like, because there's so many people going and so many things going on, but usually at the very least, Oda now, he likes to maneuver, and he's been doing it, but like Frankie jumping in and taking all the bullets and shit like that, that was hype mode. That's when, okay, you know, at the end of the day, it's getting real. Like, the Straw Hats are taking bullets so the other ones can get through, which they've done that before, but I don't know, it just feels like the stakes are so freaking high that every move has to be calculated by these guys, because look what all the missteps that is happening already. As the missteps continue, things get worse, and that's usually the case with every One Piece arc, to be honest with you, but we're at that point now where the missteps are starting to get too hectic, and they can't make any, or they can't really afford any more mistakes at the very least, because, yo, Frankie's taking bullets, bro. And I'm honestly really happy of Oda's dedication to keeping Yasui's memory alive at the very least, because it was dope. We got a 3 or 4 subplot arc within all of this, with Tonoyasu turning, you know, finding out who he is and whatnot. So the fact that Frankie took his body and they're gonna try and give him a proper burial, they're trying to change Wano. Honestly, Wano's been on some really nasty stuff for a while under Kaido and Orochi's rules. So the fact that they're doing things like that, it's going to, in the end, it's going to pay off. Again, right now, probably people are like, whatever, you know, but look how he died. He died like a G, so he deserves a G's burial. And you know Orochi is mad. I can imagine at least 2 or 3 more nasty, horrible things being done by Orochi. Orochi right now, this is reminding me of Spandam and how just a disgusting person he was in Water 7, except Orochi actually, you know, if he went wild with his own fruit that he has, he could really hurt some shit, you know. Spandam, he wasn't that tough. He had a lot of muscle behind him. Orochi, he can back it up if he tried. But going back to Kyoshiro, even when he says, yo, I'm the Shogun's lapdog, I don't know. Is he like a Lucci? Because Rob Lucci, that's the way he is. He's kind of like, you know, he just follows the world government and stuff like that. I'm just really excited to see where it goes with Kyoshiro, because he's an interesting character, very mysterious. Or maybe I'm reading too much into him and maybe he just is what he says, but didn't he help save that one character? So again, it's a little confusing for me, forgive me. And then the part of the chapter, because there was a couple other things, but the part of the chapter, I gotta talk about it right now. When we see, what was his name again? Kamazo the Killer. If I'm not mistaken, that's who Zoro fought on the bridge, right? And he's just like this laughing maniac or whatever. And to find out who he was, Kamazo the Killer. Seeing him come into the prison with Kid, that they caught Kid again. And you can see when it comes to war, emotions mess people up. Like, I thought, honestly, and it still could be, who knows, maybe plot twist, this is all a ruse or whatever, but Kid coming back with Kamazo the Killer and him screaming, I think is legit. I felt for Kid, I'm not gonna lie, that is some good shit that Oda is doing right now, when Kid is like, how could, you know, what type of stuff could you do to a person, or what methods to make a man turn like this? Finding out a bit more about Killer, that he didn't even like to laugh because he hated it, and he kind of buried himself putting that helmet on and stuff like that, to see what he's become now. You know that hurt him. So yeah, as soon as he saw anybody, he started attacking, which, again, a misstep. You see, with One Piece, anytime there's a big misstep, it's usually because of emotion. And right there, Kid was fighting off emotion, unless this is some incredible plan between him and Kamazo, or Killer, and they already settled all this before they even got here and got captured. So there, that could be a plot twist too. But bro, as it stands right now, this shit is insane. If it was Kaido, which I could imagine, like, oh my gosh, this is the same dude that jumps from the heavens, who knows what type of torture, but man, Killer, bro, like, One Piece, so freaking hype right now. We're really getting into this. I can't believe, like, I wish we would have got to see more. That's one of the regrets. If Kamazo the Killer, or Killer really is just completely done in the mind, and that's it, because he basically saved a comrade from the Smile Fruit and ended up being a sacrifice to it. If that's it and he's completely done, wow. If not, if he could come out of it somehow, or if he's faking it and he did that, whatever the case may be, that'd be an incredible plot twist. But again, it just shows how dangerous New World really is. But I wish we would have got a little bit more time with killing them in New World. I wish we would have got, even if it was in the anime, a filler arc just to see. And hopefully we get some flashbacks more to what happened that day when Kaido just stomped them out. But the drama, bro, this is that One Piece greatness, seeing Kid. And I'm glad Queen is finally getting serious, because Queen been just kind of playing around too much. I think Luffy, you know, going in, and the fact that Queen hasn't had his snack in a while is what's setting him to finally make moves, because now he's getting deadly. The fact that he took Killer and Kid and stuck them in that tank, and basically Luffy and that old guy, when they die, then he'll pull them out. It was already a crazy setup there. But then, the end of the chapter, it's like this chapter made me feel so many different things, and that's some really awesome writing for me. I love writing like that, where I could feel like mind shattered to see what happened to Killer. Horrible for Kid experiencing that, seeing his comrade just completely mind shattered and mind destroyed right there. Zoro and Sanji in the beginning, like, the amount of stuff in this chapter, this was definitely best chapter of the week, without a shadow of a doubt. There was just too much stuff, and then the ending, because it's like, yo, you got interesting things, sad things, depressing things, oh my gosh things, and then you got Big Mom at the end, bro. Big Mom's there, and you already see where this is gonna go, because at this point we needed I guess a plot device to kind of get the, because how at this point is Luffy gonna get lucky again? Like, Kid and Killer are in the tank. Luffy can't get out of there, because if he does, his neck is going to be like, so what can you do? Of course, have Big Mom show up at the right time. It does feel convenient or whatever, but I didn't give a fuck. I was just like, bro, Big Mom is here. Finally, the plot can progress out of this thing, because it felt like a kind of long sub-arc within everything regarding Luffy just being there, but it helped for training. It just gave us some incredible stuff, and I'm like, right now, what do you guys think was the craziest thing that happened? What was the most important thing that happened in this chapter One Piece? Because first of all, Killer, for me, that was the most shocking thing of the entire chapter. Like, man, it really shows what Wano is. Wano is not a joke. We didn't come to New World for funny business, because Kaido, baby, Kaido or Orochi. I don't even know. Or maybe again they playing it off. Maybe Smile didn't do that to him, or maybe this. I don't even freaking know. It's just crazy that Kid risked it all and ended up right back in the slammer. But with Big Mom there right now, oh, it's about to be nasty. I will say a major thing, and I always like to point this out. I'm the guy that I really like to see when Luffy gets character development, or there's something that feels a bit different for Luffy. And the line that he made in this chapter was definitely another one where I feel like, yo, if you just look chronologically, Luffy is just doing a slightly different journey of what Roger did. You know what I'm saying? Because even those words where he said, I'm going to be the one who decides when and where I die. Very powerful. Shows again, one of the thematic, or one of the themes of this whole thing is that a pirate wants to be free. A pirate wants to make his own choices. He doesn't want to be controlled, especially by the world government. So Luffy saying that, again, going with what Roger did. Roger decided where he was going to die and how it happened. It wasn't that he was genuinely captured and they finally got him. So Luffy's heading down that same path, and that was very big. Again, one of the biggest ones we've had in a while for Luffy was at the end of Dressrosa. I always quote it. I don't care when he said, we're not running no more. I think this is another big golden nugget for Luffy's development and seeing where he's going. It's really more and more pushing that he's going to die at the end of this series. I mean, it's a big theory that's been around for a while, of course, Luffy following Roger's journey, but I don't see no way out of it when we're getting development like that. It's foreshadowing for Luffy will die at the end of this, but it's going to be on his terms, the true freedom of a pirate. And with that being said, honestly, how much more could you want out of a chapter? Yeah, okay, you could argue you want some big fights or whatever, but that was easily 9 or better, 9.5 or better. Great freaking chapter. What do y'all think though? Big Mom. Okay, now her being in the midst, and the fact that her Kyoshi, what is it again? The Okokuro? I can't even remember what the freaking thing is, but her snack that she wants. Do you think that Queen is going to get upset with her coming through? I mean, at the end of the day, this is Wano. He's looking at it as this is Kaido's territory, so it's going to get real ugly in there. How do you think? I'm imagining Big Mom is just gonna swipe and bust the glass where Killer and Kid are in, you know, the tank or whatever. So that's how I imagine it going. But do you think it's gonna be something different? Also, what do you think about what happened to Killer? That was, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Who did it? Orochi, or was it Kaido? Or do you think, honestly, that this is all one big setup and Kid and Kamazo the Killer, they already settled this beforehand? I don't know. Kid's anger and him going crazy, either when he's one hell of an actor, or nah, that was genuine. And your overall thoughts and expectations, just so many different things. Yasui still got me from the last chapter, but Killer, bro, Killer. And again, where do you think the One Piece story is going to go in the future? So many freaking questions right now, but shit is hype. Best chapter of the week for sure. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Please hit the bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links of course in the description below. I'm for Neverworld. And as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule. Anime and manga for life, boy. Bow. Have an awesome day. Can't forget the music though. Hold on, let me play y'all something.
Make sure your next move is your best move. Feeling smart, but I guess less. But always remember, no matter the weather, I was October